wind is starting to come up, so if the audio is turning to crap, then I apologize for that. Hey gang, this is Tim from Tim on the Fly, and today is New Toy Testing Tuesday. My friend Carl Elliott's been messing around with some rod builds on some off-market blanks with some non-conventional componentry, and he built one up for me and asked me to take it out and test it, and so here we are out at the lake. There's the lake, and we're going to take this rod out and we're going to see what it can do. Looks really good. I'll show it to you here in just a second, and then we'll get down to the water and see if it'll catch some fish. Alright, well, here's the rod, and you can see already it's a little different from a lot of standard rods in that it's not a cork grip. It's a woven graphite grip and a woven graphite reel seat. It's going to be a whole lot lighter. Already I've had it in my hands and kind of held it and weighed it, and it's going to be a whole lot lighter than a standard rod grip, which is going to kind of probably change the balance points on the rod a little bit, so probably going to have to edit the casting stroke a little, but that's no problem. He did a real nice job on the wraps, did a real nice job with the guides, 2 stripping guides, and then down to double foot snake guides the rest of the way down. So good job there. I'm a sucker for an unpainted blank, and this is just a really pretty nice unpainted graphite blank, so that's points in the book right there for this one. Really not a whole lot else to say without having fished it, and I have not fished this one yet, so let's get down to the water and see what it can do. Okay. Just kind of working a little nymph pattern out here. Setting him a little ways under an indicator. Let the wind kind of bounce it along, kind of give it a little action. And every once in a while, I'll give it just a little bit of a twitch. I've seen a couple of carp kind of running out here. The water's pretty clear, so it's pretty easy to spot them. The feeling I know what I got here. I think might have my first carp of the year. He's certainly acting like it. Yep, I believe so. Got a brand new rod made by a friend of mine. And this is one heck of a way to break it in. All right. Still early yet, they're not real active, but he's still putting up a tussle. Oh, there's another one following him. He doesn't even know he's caught, and the one following him doesn't know he's caught. Well, I'm sure this guy knows something's wrong by now. Yep, the other one figured it out too, and he's gone. Get this guy close enough I can get my hands on the leader without getting too much bend in the rod, because I'd hate the first fish on the rod to be the one that broke it. Nice start. Nice start. Come on, buddy. Come on, you're caught. Come on in, let me get you unhooked. See if we can't. Kind of a soft action. That's 5 weight, which isn't exactly the stick I would prefer to have this fish on the end of, but it's handling him just fine. He's coming. If I can get a hold of the leader, then we'll have it made. See if we can't back him up. Get him on the beach here. There we go, got the leader. Okay, Mr. Carp. Get you off of here. Get the fly out. If I can figure out. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. I gotta figure out how you. There you go. Get the fly out. Yep. Hey. We're just gonna turn you loose right back out into the water. And away he goes. Alright. Great start for a new rod. Perfect. And this is the rod. Made for me by Carl Elliott, a friend of mine. Kind of an interesting little grip there with the woven graphite. Wasn't quite sure how I'd feel about that till I got it down here, but it's really liking it a lot. So let's go see if we can get another one of those. So, I was kind of hoping for some white bass being up here today. A little bright, water's a little clear, but I was hoping the wind chop would be enough to have them up here, but I think the water's still a little colder than I thought it was, so it may be a little too early for them, but there are signs of actual fish being up here, so we'll keep going and see what we come up with. Work the shallower areas close in here, and I've got my indicator set so that it's just occasionally ticking the top of a rock now and then, like right there. So we'll get it back out there a little further, and we'll work kind of this little shallow to mid-range for a while, see what happens. And then we'll start working a little further out, and as we get further out, we'll have to deepen it. Well, probably have to deepen it to keep it close to the bottom. I don't think there'll be too much working towards the top today. Might be a few fish suspended somewhere. We don't really have to fan cast like we would with a streamer to cover the water, because we're getting a good drift out of the wind with the indicator. And so it's not going to take as many casts to cover the water. Oh, there's a bite. And I overreacted a little bit to it. Okay, I overreacted a lot to it. Expecting a little more resistance than that when I set the hook. It was still out a little too far to be the bottom. And I think I had myself set in my mind for another carp, and it might have been a bluegill or something a lot smaller. That was going to be my last cast, and then I was going to move, but we'll give her a couple more now. If it was a carp, I probably spooked it out and we aren't going to see him again. Oh, unless we do. got something out there. This is littler. Whatever it is not a carp. Ah, we got a drum. We got ourselves a drum. That was probably very much what hit that the last time then. Alrighty. Here we go. Come on in, Mr. Drummy. Go. Nice little spring drum. Got that hook in there good. Get him back in the water. Line untangled. And we're just running a little nymph. A little fur-collared nymph with a little chartreuse flash and an orange bead. About 3 feet under a small indicator. And the water we're fishing right now, he come out is probably maybe about 4 feet, so we're just a little bit above the bottom right now. So they are apparently grubbing along the bottom. I'm not seeing any sign of it yet, but we should have some mayflies starting to pop here in the next week or two. So they might be already starting to grub the rocks looking for the nymphs starting to get active. That's kind of what I was hoping would be going on. That's why I started with this rig. Alright, we got something else finally. Whatever it is fast. Oh, there we go. Now we're... Doesn't seem to be real big. Unless it's just coming in with me. Oh, yep, it's just coming in with me. There we go. Now we're... Yeah, I think we got another carp. I had turned the camera off because it'd been about 30-45 minutes before I'd even had it, since I'd even had a bite. We've moved a little bit further down the bank. And like I said, sure enough, I didn't have the camera on to get the hit. It was out there a ways. I don't know if you'd have seen it anyway. We are into another carp. And this one looks like he might be a little bigger than the last one. And he's might be an inch or two bigger. He's not too much bigger. He's got a little more fight to him than the last one did. Again, on the 5 weight, so we're going to have to let him play out a little bit. That first carp, and then we had that drum, and then it got real quiet for quite a while, and now we've got another carp on here. He's starting to slow down a little bit. He's a long way from done, but I'm going to see if we can't con him into coming up onto the rocks for us. Maybe not. Got a little life. He's a little bit bigger than the last one. I think he knows what I'm trying to do, because every time I get him turned up towards the rocks, he turns around and heads back out again. I didn't quite have enough left in him to peel drag. just let him sit up here and wear a little energy back out of himself. Walk over here and find a little easier place to beach him, because I think he's about ready to come in. Yeah, there we go. Get the leader. Yeah, he's a bit bigger than the last one was. Mr. Carp, welcome to the beach. I'm going to try to do this as easy as we can, buddy. Non-contact thing, pop the lead, pop the fly out, and we're just gonna nose him back out into the water, let him turn around, and there he goes. Thank you, Mr. Carp. Okay, we've moved down just a little bit, see if we can find some water that see if we can find some water that hasn't been disturbed after fighting that last carp. And, I did have to move the indicator up a little bit and fish a little deeper. Cast out a little further, fish a little deeper to find them. Of course, the sun's getting a little higher, so that'll push everything out and down a little bit. I'm seeing a few mayflies come off, so something tells me this would have been a cloudy day instead of this nice bright blue sky we've got. If this had been a cloudy day, we might just be catching them faster than we could handle. But it's not. It's a nice sunny day, which is not bad. I'll take it. But it does mean that the fish are able to see a little better. And so they're a little spookier. And it means that the bugs aren't quite as populous on the water. Mayflies that we have coming off about this time of year like those sort of drizzly, cloudy days. So far the bites have been coming about 5 minutes after I've decided to save battery and turned off the camera. You know, that's the way it goes. But we'll leave it on for a while this time and see what happens. Oh, there we go. There we go. And we're on. Feels like another decent fish. I don't know if it's a carp. He's not running. Acting more like a drum, or haven't caught a catfish yet today. Nah, I think it's a drum. I think it's another drum. Yep, another drum. So the drum are showing up for the camera. They're biting on camera just fine. I don't know if you can see, but if you can see that drum out there, there's a mayfly just right going. His nose just went by the mayfly. So there are a few out there. Just not many, and I don't think not many enough to get anybody's attention, really. But, yeah, we'll take him. He's a nice looking fish. Eating a nymph. Back in the water. Let him swim away. There we go, there's another fish. What do we got here? I think we probably got another drum by the feel of it. If we do, he's a little nicer. He's either a drum or he's a really, really small carp. Nope, he's a drum. Thought I got a flash of gold there for a minute, but it wasn't. It was just him. Right. Come on, buddy. Come on. Good boy. I like these guys. They don't have a great reputation, but they're fun to catch. In their own way, they're kind of pretty. Got a lot of different colors on them. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can kind of see greens and blues flecked on his head there where the sunlight's hitting him. That big old paddle tail gives him a pretty good fight for his size. Quit admiring him and get back in the water where he can breathe. Send him out along his way and see if we can't make it happen again. Alright, well, it's about an hour and a half later, and no more fish, no more bites. So with the fish activity going down and the wind coming up, I think it's time to call it a day. The main point of the experience was to get out here and try my new rod, and I got to do that. It works really well. It works incredibly well even in the wind, and obviously will handle some nice fish. So success on that one. And the other hope, the secondary thing, was to, well, maybe catch a few fish, and we did. We got some drum, we got a couple of carp, a couple of decent carp, and so I'm going to call this a day. I'm going to call it a win. Hope you guys enjoyed tagging along. Until the next one, tight lines. We'll see you later.